Few signings incoming. Too soon? All right, hello and welcome to the Match Day Vlogs. I didn't tell you about it, did I?
Somebody came with props.
Look at that. All right, hello and welcome to the Match Day Vlogs YouTube channel. As always, please remember to smash that like button, hit subscribe, because it really does make a difference to the channel. We're here this evening to talk about what we got next, which is Nottingham Forest at St Mary's Stadium with a bit of a light show, which seems to be causing more stir than a back three at the moment. Hopefully be chatting with Forest Fan TV also at just 10 minutes past 8 o'clock. We'll be having a look back at the no party on New Year's Eve. A very, very costly trip it was. And also looking ahead, potential new faces at St Mary's, which I've already alluded to already, who we could be seeing coming through the door. As always, this show is proudly sponsored by matchdayvlogs.com, so go out there and check out some interesting threads which are available. But here we are.
We're here.
I've dug out my Croatia shirt again, yet too soon. We'll be talking about transfers later on in the show. Let us know where you're watching the show from. It's always fun to know. Just a vague area. I don't need a specific postcode. That would be weird. So, anyway. Jack, how are you? I can hear a little bit of a cough. Have you got a bit of a...
Yeah, I'm still rough. I honestly thought I just blew my voice out from screaming at the team on Saturday.
Yeah.
I think that doubled down. Like, not only was it a bad performance, not only was I living at them, but then like I had ruined my voice. Like I made myself ill watching them. They're literally killing me. Like, and I think that's what's left an even more bitter taste in my mouth this week. Is just that, like, I'm dying, and I think it's Southampton's fault.
Yeah.
Like, it might even just be a little flu, like a little bug from going to London. Either way, that is because of Southampton.
Yeah. Yes, exactly that.
They may have poisoned that Balti pie that I had. I don't know. But I'm going into these concerns. But no, I've got a big tumbler of rum. I've got a lot of water. I've just had a lemon sip. I've got soothers over there. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah. We'll be
once
fine.
Once I get enough of a rage, there'll be no stopping me.
Yes, indeed. I see lots of comments here in terms of like, it's a must win. I mean, it certainly feels like we're really up against it in terms of what's in front of us. We are rooted bottom to the table. I haven't got a graphic because I didn't want to put up a graphic of us bottom of the table. So there we go. Who would? So I'm purposely unprepared on that fashion. But let's have a quick glance back at that rather expensive New Year's Eve trip that we made to Craven cottage to watch our beloved team take on Fulham, who I thought were incredibly average. And actually were kind of there for the taking. But was it a better display than what we saw against Brighton? I mean, that's an incredibly low bar. But is it anything improved? I thought the first 30-35 minutes looked better. We did a terrible amount of possession, yet we had more chances. So I did see on, was it Total Saints podcast, they were saying about how if we'd had that much possession and only created a small amount of chances that they did, we kind of would be angry. I'm not sure I necessarily agreed with that. I thought I preferred to be one up. Do you know what I mean? But was it a more improved display for that kind of setup?
I think we were sort of both agreed up until the goal. We were like, well, they do look more. They know where they are a lot better. The communication seems to be there at the free, and I thought that the tenacity from Edozie. Well, we'll talk a lot about Edozie because he's been insane. Like he's been the only shining light, really. But his defensive patterns with Kyle Walker-Peters on that side was insane. Like, can you imagine, like, when Tino's fit and Kyle Walker-Peters probably gets pushed to that wing again? Yeah. To have Kyle Walker-Peters and Edozie on that side, or whatever maybe winger we bring in on that left-hand side.
Yeah.
It'd be quite good. But no, you're right. I think it did look somewhat better defensively. It was just too ridiculous. Like the amount of corners and set pieces we've conceded is absolutely outrageous. But it was the attack, wasn't it? It was lumping up to Shea Adams over and over and over again. And even hitting hope, and like 80% of the time went over his head, and the other 20%, all the defense had to do was just mark him and make sure he couldn't turn and he couldn't do anything with it. It was just so lazy and so just just not what you want. I mean, I get that we're in a position where we might just have to play direct football, and I'm all for that. There was a part of me that was
Direct
actually,
football though, like that. Do you know
that's what I mean. It was direct football in the dark. It's just ridiculous. Like, it doesn't really get to our strong suit on what we can do as a team and what players we've got available.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a comment here from Lee saying poor defending again. Let's stand at Fulham. It was poor defending. I think Nathan Jones alluded to the fact that they practiced that corner routine, so they were aware that Fulham do that, and we kind of just switched off.
Yeah,
And then
you just saw them hang on the back post.
It felt incredibly flat until half time, and also when we came out the second half, and then repeated the process of switching to a back four. Get level with a Prouty free kick, number 15. Let's hope he breaks it at Southampton, please, because that would ruin me if he doesn't. And then to have to make a change, I think Adozi came off and we switched to a back five again, which just felt weird.
Yeah, it was in such a negative setup. I've seen a lot this week of, Nathan Jones saying that he now knows the formation that he wants to play. It's just about the personnel here. And I've got a bad feeling that he thinks the five at the back is the way to go, and not the four.
Yeah, but loads of clubs play with five at the back, don't they?
Yeah,
loads of them do.
Loads of them do.
It
almost seems
thing.
No, it seems to be the lazy thing. It seems to be this is what everybody else is doing. We need to do this to compete. Whereas in reality, that four at the back does make you more competitive going up, and to break down that five. Have to have more in attack would be better, but
yeah,
he's done both of all the statements that I've seen from the club this today and this week have been a bit disheartening, and like, okay, I don't know where this is going. I think the proof will be in the pudding this January, but there's a lot of what Nathan Jones was saying. I was like, I don't think you know what position or what formation is the one to go for. It just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, absolutely. It's coming here. Do we even have set piece coach? Look how good Brentford are. Yeah, my goodness.
But here's the crazy thing: wasn't Ruben Sellers brought in as a set piece coach?
Yeah, but yes,
I feel like there have been a number of set piece coaches. So at a certain point, you have to be like, well, it's not the coaches because they've had a fairing degree of it. It has to be these defenders that just aren't matching up to it. Or, well, to be fair, it's a set piece, so the rest of the team, you know who's going to be in the box and you know who's going to be marking up. So it's always that back post. It's always the edge of the box. It's always something stupid.
Yeah, I mean, if we come out of that game with 1-1, I would have been like, all right, but we still would have been a little bit annoyed in regards to the manner that how we conceded. I mean, the big thing is how we're conceding. Like, Nathan Jones had 2 Premier League games in charge, and literally the first thing he was saying was like, we need to stop conceding goals, and he's conceded 5 in the last 2 Premier League fixtures, and we haven't scored from open play. I mean, I did also make that comment to a certain Mr. Southampton. I'm trying to find a comment. Where was it? Put out a tweet. He very kindly responded, basically sort of alluding to the fact that I was feeling very much the same in regards to the I think we were speaking about how we were struggling to find anything positive from what we're looking at. So basically put it out to him and he said, been a bit disappointed so far given the time we had to prepare for the last 3 games, if I'm honest. And he kind of thought that maybe, well, he's basically saying what we're all seeing, really. So there's no really groundbreaking news there. I was just excited to have a response from Matt today. So that's what
I'm surprised you're still following him.
It's all about the football. That's
all about the football.
All about the football. That's what we're doing there. But any other? I mean, Adozi was good. I have to say, I thought, oh man, Lianco looked a little bit ropey. I mean, he's got the passion there, but I don't know.
He was geeing up the crowd at a point where I think he was geeing up the crowd for a corner, having conceded a few corners. Like, yeah, mate, it's hard for us to be G'd up about corners when you've just conceded a couple. Like, let's sort this out. And he is just a risk, and he's just an accident waiting to happen. And that's what's fun about him. That's why I'm kind of all for pushing him up to number 6, so he's not the last line, but he still get that push in there. But I am at the amount of the amount we've conceded from set pieces and the amount of aerial duels that we don't win, I am for Coletta Carr starting now.
Yeah.
I don't understand why he's being left on the bench. Like, he is a
Apparently he's
seasoned
injured.
Injured? Is that what?
Apparently.
Injured this entire
He got
time? I
injured
don't know
during
about
the
that.
break. During his 2-week holiday before the training side. No, I
Yeah,
don't
that
know.
sounds about right. Stubbed his toe on the pool table, did he? Like, let's come on.
Running
Come
around
on
the
now.
kitchen.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's enough looking back. I think we need to start looking forward. We are very pleased also to have a guest on this week's show as well. Kindly spending some time over with us to talk about their beloved club, which is Nottingham Forest, who we do have up next. So I'd like to welcome to the channel Wolverine from Nottingham Forest TV. How are we doing? We keeping well?
How are you, Mike? How are you, Jack? Good to speak to you. I'm very well,
mate.
boys.
Very good indeed.
Looking forward to tomorrow.
It's going to be quite the game, isn't it? I mean, I guess we're kind of looking at this as a must-win game, and I'm guessing most of Nottingham Forest fans are probably looking at this as a must-win game.
Mate, if I had a pound for every time I've said must win this season already, I remember saying it against Bournemouth, Fulham, Villa, Wolves, the list goes on. It's like any team that isn't top 6 suddenly feels like it's got to be must win. But with this one, it's definitely getting that way, because if you beat us, we go bottom. If we beat you, we're potentially out of the bottom 3 and looking upwards. I think this game, the closer it gets, the bigger it feels for me. We've never really had too much rivalry history of Southampton, but suddenly you're looking at this thinking, I'm watching every Southampton game. I'm watching every result, wishing you the worst of luck in some certain games, but this is football. So yeah, I'm getting that way. We've had the debate on our channel, is this must win or not? And we'll be doing that this evening. And I'm beginning to think, yes, why not? If you don't win this one, then, games will run out eventually.
Exactly. Well, this is it. Every club around the bottom half of the table will be looking at everyone around them saying, these are the clubs that we need to be beating to get out of where we are.
Yeah.
But firstly, also, there is a mention in the description of this video, so please go and smash a like and a follow and a subscribe on Forest Fan TV as well. Always appreciate guests spending time on our channel to give their insights on their beloved clubs. So, but in terms of your perspective on the side at the moment, I mean, are you seeing your club in a kind of an upward trajectory? I mean, you kind of had a bit of a shaky period with the manager, and then he signed a new contract, much to everyone's surprise. I mean, is it kind of feeling like you've got a bit of momentum behind you despite the recent results?
Yeah, the momentum's been a little stop-start. I think we were building a good head of steam before the World Cup. We beat Palace, we beat Spurs in the League Cup. We had some good results, and you felt that the World Cup break came at the wrong time for Forest. Post the World Cup, well, during the World Cup and the pre-season, mid-seasons, whatever we're calling them, didn't feel we were getting too much of a head of steam in the pre-season friendlies. Took a couple of losses, but then our last game we were looking a lot better, and then went to Old Trafford and really didn't turn up. Kind of just conceded the 3 goals. I think we would have been happy at 2-0 from the way the players were reacting. But the Chelsea game's been a big turning point. That second half, I would say that's the first time I sat there and thought, we've got a team now. We've got a team that's competing. We showed them too much respect in the first half, in my opinion. And in the second half, we just went at them. And I know I've got Forest goggles on, but I think we were unlucky not to beat them, because they didn't really do too much in that second half. And when we got into them, we looked pretty good. So we left the stadium and the fans feeling that something's clicked, and we're looking straight at Southampton now, and we're thinking, if we can get a win there, suddenly we've got winnable games coming up, as they say. We're hoping this is a good turning point.
Yeah, no, it certainly is. Those kind of games that you're looking at, thinking that you can get. I too also agree that you perhaps could have grabbed a win against Chelsea. Chelsea kind of looked like they didn't really have it in them to get anything done, really. But they've got all their kind of problems with them. Your home form's been pretty decent, actually, in terms of getting the home crown behind you. I think that's really what you've got going for you. You scored 1 goal away from home, which is the thing
Thank
that
you
we're
for
holding
reminding me.
tightly onto. Like thinking, like if we can just score, we can get a point out of this.
Well,
Maybe,
to give you a little bit more, to hold on to, we've actually got more points away from home than we have goals. So that's another stat you can use. Our goal difference away from home is -21, and our goal difference at home is -1. So it's night and day when it comes to the city ground and away from home. So I'm giving you a little hope, but don't hold on to it because we've got a secret weapon coming your way as well. That's going to be unleashed.
We're taking everything we can. Can you let us in on this potential secret weapon or any other players that we should be looking out for?
I'd love to, mate, but I can't for sure tell you he's going to play. I don't know if you've heard of Scarpa, the Brazilian we've signed on the free. I'd worry. Brazilian Player of the Year, winner of awards at Palmeiras, coming with a huge reputation. We've picked him up on a free. And he only got registered this week, obviously with the transfer window opening, but he was allowed to play in the friendlies in the World Cup break, and he's unbelievable.
Oh wow!
He's got a long range shot. He can take a corner. He can dribble with the ball. Can play anywhere across the line. The question is Cooper going to chuck him straight in or not? I don't know. I don't know.
Obviously,
but if he does,
you've never heard of our Brazilian Lianco, because if he's on the pitch, it's Brazilian versus Brazilian, my friend.
We got 2 now, mate. We got Lodi as well.
Yeah, don't worry, yours will win. Our one will just get a red card. Don't worry about it.
So I'm sure got that huge chant of he's Brazilian. He only cost nothing. It was on a free, so it doesn't really work there. But Jack, I mean, is there anyone it felt over the summer that Nottingham Forest signed everyone. I mean, I don't think you got the memo that you can only play 11 players on the pitch, but it felt like you had a lot of transfers coming over the summer. But Jack, is there anyone you're particularly worried about?
I'm just more concerned about the squad in general, just being like, I think Cooper's a great coach, and we just suck up against teams that are well coached. Like if you're gonna come to St Mary's and just be, well versed, sit in your lines, defend properly, like there's nothing we can do about it. We need to hope that teams come to St Mary's and just absolutely have a shambles of a day. Like I look back at that, like the win against Chelsea the last time I was truly happy, and I was like, they had a really bad day at the office, and I look at a team like Nottingham Forest, I'm like, oh, no, because they can just come and turn up, and if you do that at St Mary's, it's nothing. It's nothing. As far as players go, I don't know what I've loved him since day one. I'm a big fan of Dean Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
I love him. I know it's not something to really be sort of like. Shea Adams just hits footballs at goalkeepers, and when you got a goalkeeper like Dean Henderson, everything is going to be at Dean Henderson. So that worries me. But yeah, I think I think that is one of the. I think he makes a big difference to the defensive line.
He's been really solid. The thing that the Forest fans have been frustrated with Hendo about is his distribution. Has been a little off. But I don't blame him for that personally. I think the movement in front of him has been quite poor. We've got very slow centre backs at the moment because Niakate has been injured since October. So we've been piecing together. However, we found this combo with Bolly and Worrell, which seems to be working at the moment. But they're not the fastest. So your best hope is if you've got pace to burn at our centre backs, you may get a shot. But don't worry too much about Forest coming and, playing tiki-taka Brazilian style football. We haven't done it away from home. I'll be honest with you. The expectation is off the back of that Chelsea game, we're going to play like we did in the second half. But I don't know if Cooper's going to look at this one and think, if we go for it and concede, we're in trouble. Is he going to take the conservative approach, or are we going to see more of a Steve Cooper that in the championship would go and attack those teams and be confident that we could beat them? That's the $1 million question for us. But I do feel, not to disrespect Southampton, I feel that the way Forest approach the game will dictate which way this game could go. If we do grow a pair, so to speak, I think we can take you. But if we sit back and, you guys sit back, maybe the ball just ends up in the middle and no one touching it. It could be quite a dry game,
Yeah, I could see a dry game. If somebody tells me it's going to be a boring 0-0, it's like, yeah, does kind of reek of it.
Well, we can't score from open play at the moment. So, I mean, we were creating chances, but over the weekend against Fulham, but it was just kind of, there weren't that many. And I think that's the real problem that we got at the moment. We're changing formations a lot, which is, I think, confusing a lot of the players.
Because you're switching between a 3 and a 4, and we went through that at the beginning of the season. We hated the 3 at the back, although that's what got us promoted. I just feel we got flooded in the midfield too much because you end up with an overload there, and your 3 actually becomes a 5.
Yeah.
We screamed at Cooper. I think maybe he listened to it. I don't know. But he did finally change to a 4, and we saw an improvement in it. So I know you guys are kind of in that transition period, aren't you, with Nathan Jones? And I don't think he's made his mind up, has he?
No, and he switched to a 4 after the first half, and then we got a goal back against Fulham, and then weirdly switched back to a 5, and we're back to the old problems. I mean, we've got some really pacey wing backs or full-backs, Kyle Walker-Peters, Roman Peru, and they just feel like they're overcrowded when they're playing as wing backs, and they don't really get the space where they're creating a difference. Especially Kyle Walker-Peters, who's who was touted to be the next big thing, really. So
I remember him at Spurs as well. He was looking good, wasn't he? And coming over to Southampton, where you used to breed him really well, didn't you?
We did.
Oh God, you guys. I can feel the pain. It's like it's quite nice to hear, because we're going through the same pain as well. I'm here lending you, a sleeve, so to speak. But the annoying thing about Southampton, I always say that they're like a cold, and you never know like how annoying that cold is until you've got it, where your nose is bunged up, and that's how I always feel when you play Southampton. They always just find a way to survive. They have over the years. And, I think you're pushing your luck this year. You're pushing your luck, and maybe Forest have found a good time to come back into the Premier League, because there's been quite a few poor teams in the Premier League this season so far.
Well, that's the only thing giving us hope, to be honest with you, is seeing, looking at the teams above us. I worry for the sake of everyone else apart from Wolves and Villa, because I can see they've got some quality managerial appointments, and they seem to be pulling it together and playing decent football. So, we're kind of, I guess, like you, looking around going, well, who's worse than us? Who's going to be around? Like,
and the problem is, I don't see many teams that are like, they're worse than us. I'm like, oh, no,
we're running out of the numbers.
Well, who have you got at the moment that you'd put below you? Obviously, you can't put technically anyone below you with the position. See, I can talk from authority here, being one whole place ahead of you. But who would you put below? I know they say the table doesn't lie, but if it lied, who would be below?
Do you know what? Honestly, the only team I would probably put down is Bournemouth.
Same.
And if I was being really sort of spiteful, I would say Forest, but in my heart of heart, I don't believe it.
I would say
however, we still have the better tree in our badge. I won't I'll fight that to the hilt.
No chance, mate.
Might not be any trees in the Premier League, so we certainly want to make sure.
You do know our emblem got voted the best emblem in football this year.
I did not know that. Wow.
Ours
I can't remember where Southampton were.
Ours is just a mighty collage of mismatch and confusion. And it's beautiful.
Well, what I will say, if it makes you feel better, I don't think you were bottom of that league table when it came out on emblems. So it's
okay. I will take that then.
I'll take that.
Take that. Oh my goodness. So I know you've got a show to jump on yourself in just a moment, but can we push you for a score prediction before you go, or potential?
You can, mate. You can. It depends what time of the day you ask me this question. It can change and it varies. At the moment,
most anxious time of the day.
Well, I was a little anxious, and then I've come on and seen how depressed you guys have sounded. And to be honest, it's cheered me up, as evil as that sounds.
It's been a tough watch last few games.
It's quite nice. I've just had to, before this, I've had to speak to Chelsea fans and Man U fans over our last couple of games, and they're all the big I am, So it's quite nice to speak on a level here. I think we're gonna
feel better. That makes me feel better that we've made your day a little bit nicer.
Well, that's nice. Yeah, we'll just go get one.
I'll take it.
We might return the favor tomorrow night, and you'll be, feeling a lot better. We'll see. But I don't think so. I just think, I'll give you 2 scoreline predictions. If Scarpa plays, 4-0 Forest. That's how good this player is, right? I'm telling you, we're going to quadruple our away goal tally. Yeah, if Scarpa plays, he's that good. I really hope I'm not putting too much pressure on him. If he doesn't play, and I don't think he will start, I think it's going to be 1-0 Forest. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring match. We ourselves on the road, as you've pointed out, thank you for reminding us, only scored 1 goal.
Only thing I got here, so it's fine.
Yeah, but Ward-Prowse gets a free kick. I've been impressed with Aduzi as well for you guys. Outside of that, not too much else I can really, but having said that, I was cocky and arrogant before the Bournemouth game, or boring mouth as I call them, and we were 2-0 up and we threw that away at home. So never know with Forest, and it would be typical of Forest to go lose this and then go on a winning streak for the next 5 games. You just don't know. But I'll go 1-0 or 4-0 if Scarpa plays.
Wow.
Thanks for that.
What do you guys think?
Pretty bold. Well, I guess we can jump on our score predictions now, can't we, Jack?
Yeah,
what are you going with?
Well, you can save them because you'll be on our show in a bit, won't you? So we can.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Send me the link as well, because are you going to send
I'll put it in the private chat for you guys on the backstage.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
We'll certainly be doing that. Well, thank you for jumping on the show. We'll very much appreciate it. As I mentioned, the details of Forest Fan TV are in the description of this video, so go and check out. Smack us.
Yeah, and can I just mention, just if any Saints fans aren't going to the match tomorrow, I can't make it, so I'll be doing a watch along on the channel. So if they want to come and banter with us, they are more than welcome to, and they'll get to see Scarpa play, hopefully.
Fantastic stuff. Much appreciated. Well, there we go. Thanks ever so much, Wolverine. We'll be chatting with you later on this evening.
Yeah, we'll see you in a bit. Awesome. Yeah, all the best, matey. Thanks.
Cheers, man. Bye.
Cheers,
bud.
Fantastic stuff. Well, there we go. It's always good to get a perspective from a Forest fan, in regards to, what they see through their rose-tinted glasses of looking at their.
I mean, it's only just lowered my morale, though. Like, let's be my morale was bad coming in here, and then knowing how much we've just cheered him up is like, it's going to be tough, isn't it? So, the only thing I can think, Mike, is that all of this downness, if we win tomorrow,
we just had some kind of predict a 4-0 win.
We're gonna jump over the railing. If we win 2-3-0, if it's like a decent performance, like the first one of the first, I'm about to say the first one of the year, but the first one in at least 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be quite a sight to behold. And it's just gonna be a fun game tomorrow. Like, if it's, I want it to be the game it should be, a relegation scrap. Wednesday night, under the lights, big 6-pointer. Best light show you've ever seen in your life. Like, it's going to be something special.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or 0-0.
Yeah. Exactly that. Well, I certainly don't hope for 0-0. But we are running out of games. And that's the big thing, is the fact that you look at the next fixtures of what's coming, and then you start to think, okay, we need to win 10 games here.
Yeah.
And that ain't going to be easy. Looking at the fixtures that we've got remaining.
What is it? Is it 21 games left, is it?
Something like that, yeah.
So you think 21 games left and you need to win half of them. You need to win half of those. Yep. And it's like, even in a good Southampton season, you wouldn't expect to win half your games the second half of the season.
Exactly that, yeah.
However, I would say, as a Southampton thing, you would probably expect to win maybe a quarter of your games, and that is kind of what we're asking for.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Sorry, I was a bit distracted there because I was looking because James has asked, where's that Dory bloke? I did actually have an invite about their show, I think clashed with tonight's show, but who knows? It might still happen. We shall wait and see. Shall we have a look at what we think our predicted lineup will be? I kind of feel that this part of the show depresses me even more because I just don't know, and I don't want to put 5 at the back or 3 at the back.
I think we should just do what we want. Let's not Nathan Jones it. This is our lineup.
We should.
Let's do our lineup, because that's the only way we can cheer ourselves up.
Yeah, let's do that. Right, here we go. We're doing it. And I need to find some graphics to cover the messy bit. There we go. I've done it.
I've just seen a transfer update, by the way, and I'm just gonna look at the source to see how good that is. But carry on.
Is it awful? Is it awful? So it's getting warm in here.
It's a report from the Sun. What do we think?
Tier's that tier 3, tier 2? We don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to be going through our lineup predictions. So, as always, in the chat section, let us know who you want to be starting. Now, I set this out as a 3-4-3. I'm going to switch it to what I want it to be, which is a maybe that.
Look at that.
No, not that. No, I'm going to switch it. What did we used to do?
I'm pretty sure we should just do 4-4-2.
We did, didn't we? That's as basic as we were.
Pretty sure
what's wrong with 4-4-2?
Pretty sure
Now,
it was a lot easier than what you're trying to make it.
Indeed. In between the sticks. Okay. Bazunu saved a penalty. His player rating on that Fulham game was a 6, which I thought was generous. But then I remembered, oh yeah, he saved a penalty. I didn't think he was at fault for that penalty. I thought it was all on Lianco for shouting wrongly and not claiming when he should have.
Yeah, having watched it back, it's more Lianco's fault. And then for that, the first goal, that's a defending problem. There's nothing you can do about a deflection like that.
Yeah.
However, previous weeks will come to tell you haven't been great for him.
No.
And
do you think that
before he gets completely demolished and disheartened, might be time to swap him out? But I kind of think that I don't want McCarthy. I don't want McCarthy.
The thing is, if you can't get, I didn't even put it near the mic. That's how deflated I am.
Can I say that was loud anyway? And the fact that you were like that, we won't keep a clean sheet. Crack. It was kind of beautiful, really.
I have to clip that bit up. Do you know what? But if you can't keep a clean sheet against a team that has only scored 1 goal away from home, I'm sorry, it's the end, really, isn't it?
Yeah, you could maybe call this maybe a bit of a last chance saloon for Baz.
Yeah.
For a couple of games at least. I would say to start him, because here's the thing: his distribution is good.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not just pumping a ball up to Shea Adams,
right?
And he does have a save. It does have a save in him, and he does. He is a formidable goalkeeper. It's just if he concedes 3 or 4 tomorrow, that's not just the end of Baz as the number 1 for now. It could hurt him a bit. Do you know what I mean? As a pro,
yeah.
Just with your mentality. So there's a part of me that would want to start Willie, but I think I'd rather start Willie in like a game against maybe like a top 10 side.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be more attacking. So maybe start Baz tomorrow.
Yeah. I think that's kind of be the case. I'm just looking through a few of these. Josh put his up. Remember Channel Joe. Let's go with Bazunu, Sally, ABK, Lianco. Oh, let's go with 3. Is that what you think is going to be played, or what you'd like to be played? Because we're doing what we'd like to be played. Because
what we want.
What we want is what I want. So yeah. But no, Joe was being realistic. Realistic is taking us bad places recently.
That's not really what this channel's about right now. We're trying to cheer ourselves up.
Yeah. Bazunu has dropped the ball way too much.
Oi.
Through some of these, Walker Peters, Sally, BK or APK, Roman Peru. See, I like that.
Yeah, it's not a bad lineup. That's not a bad lineup.
I like that a lot. Might just steal that, but I might make a couple of changes. Diallo. He didn't even play at the weekend, did he?
No,
I've still got bad memories from that Brighton game. That's mad. Right, I'm going to get on with this. Otherwise, we're going to drag this out all evening. So, what I would like is Sally at the back. Adams
and who next to him then?
I think this is our best partnership.
You wouldn't want a fit Coletta Car?
I would, as a partnership. I just think, remembering back to the good old days, when we used to lose occasionally, And
I don't actually remember that. I don't actually remember that.
I don't remember that either. But I honestly think that the defense is. This is going to sound so stupid when I say it out loud, but I'm going to say it. I actually thought it was fine. I genuinely thought it was fine.
It wasn't bad. It was like
in terms of interceptions.
The fact that we're the fact that we are conceding from set pieces lets you know that there's a gap at the back, and that we're not actually conceding it in play an awful lot.
Yeah.
It's not that bad, which also makes me think, why are they so concerned about signing another centre back? We'll get to that. But that's why if it's what we want and what we want to work, Sally and ABK is what to say. But if there's a part of me that thinks what might actually happen, and I would like to see Kaleta play. So,
okay, are you sticking him in there?
I think I would.
Okay, all right.
I thought Sally was out of the three defenders that played on Saturday. I thought he was the best one. Some of those battles at the byline were great.
Yeah.
So I like to see him start, and I just think look, if we're doing what we want, and we know that, do we think Lavia's going to be playing? Because if not, then we'll probably anchor in the middle.
But I think he will be playing.
I think Lavia will be playing.
Yeah, I've got a good feeling about that. I mean, there was a presser today, wasn't there?
Yes, there was, but I've not watched it.
No. Is anyone in the chat section watch the presser? Because we were watching. We were watching. We were working.
We were working.
I was doing far too much prep on images for this.
You don't think it'll be? How did we start on Saturday? Who was on the right side on Saturday? Was it Maitland Niles? Maitland Niles start?
Yeah, it did. I thought he had a terrible game.
He's
really
been.
Bad.
He's
that
been.
Second goal, all on him.
Yeah.
All over the place.
He's not been a great addition to the team, has he? And I don't think they know whether he wants to play.
He's had his moments.
I don't think he knows where he wants to play, and I don't think Nathan Jones knows where he wants him to play. And Ralph got him as a utility player to play a bit of everywhere, but I don't think he's a player. I don't think he is a utility player. I think he's someone that needs to be in a certain position and work on it.
Yeah. I think if anyone who's seen the changes come in and thought, well, now what? If he kind of looks like one of those players that just like his head's dropped and think like, well, what's going on here? I was brought in for this purpose. I came here, spoke to Ralph. This is what he had in mind, and now I've got. I don't know. He just looks disillusioned to me. Perhaps I'm being super unfair, but
I don't think he cares. There's not anything in it for I think is he the only lone player that we've got?
Yeah.
I don't think there's not much of a. There's not. It doesn't care. Like if we go down, he goes back to Arsenal.
Yeah, but you should care because
if
we go down, he goes back to Arsenal. He doesn't play for Arsenal. There's no way he's getting anywhere near this Arsenal side.
Here's the thing: he's not going to get in that Arsenal squad regardless. However, he will go back to Arsenal and probably get sold to a Premier League squad.
Yeah.
So
whoever was newly promoted.
Exactly. Even that, he could but it is right. Yeah, it's what it is.
Yeah. Exactly right, Tristan. Those are the words that I was looking for. It was a weird time when West Brom got relegated. Now I was annoyed when West Brom got him over us, and here we are.
I think that about sort of like any of those loan players that go to sort of look at like Callum Chambers when he went out on loan.
Yeah.
He wasn't great anywhere, but now he's been sold. He's actually doing all right.
Yeah.
I just don't think there's just something. There's a spark missing. If Maitland Niles came to us about the squad that was working, he'd probably come in and look pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
Look at not quite the same, but look at like Takamino. I thought Taki had quite a decent loan spell with us.
Yeah, scored goals.
But he was doing, but it was slightly more successful when he came. When he started that beginning of the season, and then it dropped off and he was tied in. But again, like Isaac saying, Brozier was good to start off with, and as it started getting worse, it tailed right off to a point where Ralph was like, "Let's,
yeah, why are we doing this?
Go off."
Yeah, absolutely right. So come on, help me out. I mean, I think Adozie had a great game.
Yeah, it got started Adozie. He only came off because of cramp, so That's fine. Honestly, the game completely changed when he came off the pitch, didn't it? It was so much more in their face, and he was so tenacious down that wing. I couldn't believe the amount of balls that he won back, the press that he gave off. It was insane.
Yeah,
like I kind of thought there was a worry for me that he was going to be a player going forward. Lots of work on the byline, but maybe something a little bit lacking going back. But nah, he was great.
Yeah. For me, this number 9 role over here, it's not really a number 9 role, but that's just the number that it's on. I kind of looking at Stuart Armstrong's performances and thinking that what's he got to do to get a start in this side, because he appears to be sort of shunted to the back of the queue. I'm also looking at Aribo. I'm thinking maybe he's the sort of player you actually want to start up front. But after hearing what the Wolverine, is that his real name? I don't know if it's a real name.
I'm sure that's his birth. I'm sure that's his name by birth.
On the birth certificate, Wolverine was saying how their centre backs lack pace, and would it be something that he starts?
You about to put Gineppo in there? You about to put Gineppo in there?
No, even worse. Even worse.
You better say Theo Walcott.
No, even worse.
Who are you putting in there?
Adam Armstrong.
We just let that eggy fart fill the room, shall we?
No, but I think he's going to stick someone in there with pace. If he's genuinely done his homework on Forest and thought, okay, these centre backs. Well, it depends.
Here's the thing, right? It would be a sensible thing for you to say if you were like, I'll put Aribo on the wing and Adam Armstrong up top. But instead, what you've said is I'm going to put Adam Armstrong on the wing and Aribo up top.
No. I'm thinking, sorry. That must have been incredibly confusing considering where the cursor is. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to put in what I want. This is what I want.
You want Stu there?
Yep. He's a lawyer.
He is, in fact, a lawyer. I love it. I mean, it's great.
I went there.
Aribo is the only person I kind of trust with scoring a goal.
Mm-hmm.
He understands how to put it into a net.
Yep. Hey, if you went to Craven Cottage, you probably would have lost your mind also. You might well have done. And yeah. So, but yeah. I don't know. I just think, it's an area where we're lacking in, but I can honestly see.
It's coming, guys. It's coming. It's coming.
I have lost it.
As soon as I figure out what the passwords are, he's out.
I never said Walcott out loud. That was you. Anyway, I think Walcott's injured.
I think that I guessed it right every time, and you thought, oh, it's that bad of an idea, is it? I'll change it.
His main position is centre midfield. I know. But look, this is all redundant news, really. If we start with the 5 and these positions get incredibly crowded, do you know what I mean?
Here's the thing. I actually, looking at that lineup, I like it. And if we started like that on the weekend, I'd be like, okay, we're going to give them a game here. We're going to go for something.
Yeah.
But if we're being serious, I think that who will start at the 3 with the back with the idea to change it. But here's the thing, right? If you start, I know why. But I think it's clear that Jones thinks the 3 at the back is the way to go, because he wants to bring in more centre backs. Why? We've got loads.
Mm.
We've got loads, and you want to recall Jack Stevens. You've already inquired about that, and Bednar.
This is just weird.
Insanity. But if you do start at the 3 at the back, but you put, let's say, Maitland-Niles in that position, in that wing position.
Mm-hmm.
To go up and down, and then you can convert it into a 4 at the back, put Sally on the wing, and let Maitland-Niles sit in the middle a bit more. I think he'll think that there's more versatility in the 3, starting with the 3 at the back and then moving into it, rather than just starting that way and not being able to switch it if he thinks it's going wrong. So it's not what, but this is the lineup that I would want. I do think 4, but. I think Nathan Jones doesn't see it like that.
No, it seems to be the case. Coming in from Alex, drop Shea Adams and change it up since it become too predictable. I would, but I just don't know who else is going up front.
I mean, here's the thing: let's say we're doing this lineup, I wouldn't want to put Mara in there.
You would. You wouldn't want to.
I wouldn't. No. Like if it was this lineup, I don't. Mara and Aribo up top would be a very odd comp. I don't think that would work at all.
No.
However, I do think Aribo's got enough physicality where maybe it could work with Adam Armstrong. Maybe you can sort of knock the ball up to Aribo. He can twist and turn.
I mean,
You know, again, Adam
might
Armstrong,
end up being something like that. Do you know what I mean?
exactly, or something like that. And if you did put Adam Armstrong up top, because he does have all that pace,
Yeah.
he's a pace merchant. He is Dan James 2.0,
Yeah.
but without a finish. So,
but Lavia on his day is like having two players in that position.
yeah, let's be
because
fair.
he's
Like
defensive, he's creative. I mean,
this
that
team
will change everything.
completely changes. This team completely changes if Lavia starts.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Lavia start. I mean, we've known that since he's been injured.
Yeah.
If Lavia hadn't got injured, Ralph would probably still be here.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
And on that bombshell, that is our lineup. Predicted lineup for tomorrow evening. Thank you so much for all the suggestions and all the messages checking I'm okay. Thanks. I'm fine. Right. Should we move on to score predictions? The most audacious part of the show, where Jack and I will be giving our score predictions. Please be sure to put in your score predictions in the chat section, and Jack and I will go through them. Right. Is it my turn to go first?
I believe so.
Okay. I'm going to keep it really simple. I want a clean sheet.
That's a big ask. You're
Bare
asking for
minimum.
a lot. You're asking for a
Bare
lot.
minimum. Okay. Want a clean sheet. Bare minimum. And I'm not going to be audacious enough to say it's going to be a high scoreline because we haven't scored a lot from open play. However, I just feel that we've got enough. We should have enough to do this. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 Saints win. That's what I'm going with. And who are my scorers? Do you know what? Adozie's, you throw enough paint at the wall, someone's going to stick. So he's going to get one. And Shea Adams. Adozie and Adams with the goals.
I love it.
How sensible is that? That's probably the most sensible score prediction because what was the last time we did one of these? We said 4-0, 4-0, 4-0.
Yeah, we did. In fact, we did say 4-0 twice.
Yeah, we did.
Did we go? Did we
Look
do
what happened.
Did we do a preview for Fulham?
Yeah, and I got the prediction of the kit wrong, didn't I? Because I put a blue kit on it.
Yeah, you did. Yes.
Yeah.
Good job, mate.
Can I even guess the kits? Right, over to you, Jack. I've gone with a 2-0 with Adozie and Shea Adams with the scorers. Everyone stick yours in the chat section. We will be going through it. Jack, the floor is yours.
I am going to go for an audacious, an outrageous...
Brace yourself, everyone.
2-0. I'm going to go the same. No, I just thought, I thought what would make me truly happy tomorrow night is if we left St. Mary's with a sturdy 2-0 win, with a clean sheet, even if they were two scrappy goals. It's not like just a performance, a squad that just that's what I want. What do I think? What I honestly think it would be? That's not for this channel, but I would love us to go out there and win 2-0.
2-0.
Just yeah. Do you know what I mean? Just no stress.
Bare minimum, isn't it?
No stress. Maybe like 1-0 by the 60th, and then 2-0 by the 70th.
Yeah.
1-0 first half, 2-0 by the second half. It's I just a decent performance.
Yeah.
And goal scorers again. I think I want Adozie, and I don't know what Ward-Prowse. I would like Ward-Prowse. Now he's got his free kick. Let's get another one.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. He's got 3 more to equal, 4 more to beat the record, in case anyone's wondering.
I would like Bazunu to claim every corner as well. That's a prediction that I would like to put in. I would like him to claim everything. When I say claim, I don't mean punch it out to nowhere, because he does that an awful lot.
Yeah.
I like him to catch it.
And land on the ground and also catch it and stick it in his chest and roll on the floor. If we're at 2-0, then just lots of time wasting. That'd be nice. Love it. Right, so let's move over to the chat section. I can see plenty of you have been pumping stuff in it. Oh my goodness, there's a couple of horrendous ones in there. All right, okay, all right. I've got to read these out, have I? Fine.
Good luck.
Fine. Can't wait. Oh, Tristan started with a good one. Awesome. 2-0 us. Love it. That's what I want. Yeah. Clean sheet. There we go. Member of the channel, Joe Leach. Heart says 3-1. God, even conceding. Head says 1-1. Oh, That would be rough. 1-1 would be disaster. More of a disaster for us than it would be for Nottingham Forest. WTR's going for a 5-3 to Saints. I think I'd like that, but I think I'd be annoyed that we conceded 3 goals against a club who's only scored 1 away from home. Oliver's going for a 7-0 Forest. Oh my goodness. Charlie Turner's going for 3-0 Saints. I'd like that even more than my 2-0. That'd be lovely. Is Bella Kopchap injured? I don't think so. Anyway, that's not score prediction.
We didn't watch the press conference, so we have no idea what's happening.
So you can tell us if
somebody out there is informed, maybe start a YouTube channel.
Yeah, he didn't do just graphics and go and find his Croatia shirt because he's excited about Orsic potentially.
Exactly.
Autonata. Me, not Orsic. I just want to make that clear. Right, sorry, Isaac Shaw is last grain of hope, 1-0 Saints. Yeah. Lewis Ross, 2-1 Saints. People still think we're going to concede. 2-0 Saints. Carl Peters at Rebo. Look at that. That's because Rebo starting up front, isn't it? Yep. Liam is going for a 1-1. Keith, member of Channel, is going for a 2-1 Saints. For Adozi with 2 and Bolly with the 1. 9-0, so that's in the Southampton direction. Stead, first clean sheet, 2-0. That for me is just, it's got to be a statement result as well, isn't it? That whole kind of clean sheet thing.
Have you not had a clean sheet?
We've had 1 at Bournemouth away.
There you are. And didn't Kalata Carr play that game?
He did. So did Maitland-Niles.
Maybe let's start Kalata Carr tomorrow.
Is it like, yeah, I don't know, yeah. Josh going for a 4-0 Saints. It's time we turn our form around. Adams, James Ward-Prowse, Armstrong, Cole Peters. Chloe's going for a rather more conservative 1-0 Southampton. Adozi to score. Still will work. Pete's going for a 2-0. Jack Taylor's going for an 11-0 Saints. Whole team scores 1 each, including
Sounds
Baz.
about right.
Love it. Delga 86 going 2-0 us. Shea and Carl Walker Peters. Mark, I think I've done yours already, but thank you so much again. 2-1 Saints. Adams, James Ward-Prowse. Forrest to score from a set piece though. Ooh.
I mean, yeah, probably. If they get a corner, we're stuffed.
From a corner, yeah. That's probably what's going to happen.
I mean, more likely a throw in from their half. That we would probably a
long throw goal. Oh,
not even a long throw, Mike. It would literally just be a down to the foot and then go. That's kind of us right now.
Premier League, who's doing long throws?
Long throws that barely make it to the box as well.
Steve's go for a 1-1 Marisub goal. Player that the Wolverine bloke was talking about. Sharper, yeah. Red and White 2-0 as they always can't score away from home so far. Yeah, 1 goal away from home. They've got more goals away from home than they've got points from home, which means they haven't got any points away from home yet. We've really got to win this, haven't we? Really got to win this.
Wait, no, it's not the other way around. They've got more points from playing away from home than they have goals because they've got 1 goal and more points.
I don't know. Either way.
I think you've got it backwards. I think you've got it backwards.
Okay. Whichever way it sounds better, I don't mind. Speaking, it's nice top. Me.
Thank you. It's just a plain white one.
Oh, AD, what are you doing? I feel ashamed to predict 1-0 loss to Forest. Moving on. Fat Saints fans going for 2-0. Adam Armstrong score tap and then Shea Adams to secure it with a 25-yard screamer. Oh, I'd love that. Anything that's got 2-0 on, it just like filling me with hope. Let me see. 2-0 bare minimum. So saying 4-0 is realistic. So you're telling me there's a chance?
There's a chance.
Let me have a look through here. 1-1. Sorry, it's got 1-1 written all over it. I think the score earlier and there will be late away limbs. Unfortunately, Alex going, I think a red card for Forest will result in a 2-0 win. We'll take it however we can. It's going for Badass here. It's going for a 2-1. I'm always careful when I read some of these names. Yeah. Surprise. He's going for a 2-1. There we go. Forest Fan TV here. It's going for a 3-1 Forest. Scarpa, Brace, Yates, and James Ward-Prowse free kick. That'd be That'd be one silver lining. One silver lining. There we go.
No, it wouldn't. At this point, as much as I love a Ward-Prowse free kick, to see another one on a losing result, like, let's be honest, like, how often do you see that replay from the Wolves game, right? And every time I see it, I'm like, yeah, but we lost.
Yeah.
Even all you have to do is watch Ward-Prowse's celebration after scoring the best free kick he's ever scored.
Yeah.
For him to be like, it's just like it hurts. It's starting to hurt too much. If he breaks that record in a losing game, it's going to be so sad.
Yeah, but what's worse is if the horrendous happens and we don't make it this season, and he breaks the record at another club. That cuts deep.
I don't understand why you've got to say things like that.
That would actually hurt me more than the relegation.
I'm telling you now, James Ward-Prowse is our Mark Noble, and if we go down, he will stay.
Yeah.
Mate, look at it this way. When's the next World Cup? Ward-Prowse's thing is getting the England squad for a tournament, right?
Yeah, 2026, isn't it?
2026. Well, that's a long time away.
Yeah.
And you've got, by that time, he could be back up in the Prem, or this is almost like, how old? He's 28 now, right? 27, 28?
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you think a 31-year-old Ward-Prowse is going to get into another World Cup squad? Probably not. So I think we're a little bit safer than you might think.
Okay. Well,
although what I will say is that me and Ward-Prowse are the same age, so the fact that he's too old to make a World Cup squad probably means I'm probably out for the running now.
It does indeed. Well, I'm going to move away from that subject because I can feel myself dropping fast. So I'm going to just step outside for a moment of that conversation as we close the show with transfer news, which plenty of stuff has been going around today, hasn't it? Oh my goodness. Twitter's all of a sudden gone a bit crazy with everything from an Argentine to another Croat potentially coming in with Orsic there. It's all gone mad, and it's all potentially what will be on the wish list of Nathan Jones or whoever Sport Republic think are worthy, depending on their numbers, that are coming in. I mean, has anyone in particular caught your eye?
There's been a few.
The names? Yeah.
There's been a few. Obviously, I think the one that seems the most signed on is how we pronounce it. Orsic? Is that how we're pronouncing it?
Yeah,
Orsic?
Well, a lot of the
one of them. Until Adam Blackmore says it, I don't know how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
That's the way. 30-year-old, he looks, he's got some great, really good experience.
Yeah.
And somebody who is, would be, he wants this Premier League move. It almost sounds like it pretty much sounds like it's done for 7.5. I mean, me and you, like we were saying, thanks to Saint Ralph for posting some absolutely beautiful highlights from the man. Some of those goals from the outside from the wing are just incredible. And just to put my sleuth detective hat on, I couldn't help but notice that Saints posted the video of Chris Marsden having that great run from the left wing in and scoring today. I was like,
we think that's connected.
Posted a video of a wicked goal from the left wing, are we?
Wow. Oh, this is a stretch.
It's a stretch, but I'll take it. But so that one looks really exciting, and that looks like it's pretty much done.
That would be
the one that I saw earlier on is that Jack Rosser from the Sun, so let's say pinch of salt, is Southampton are in advanced talk to sign Lorient striker Turin Moffey, which again that one looked really exciting as well. So
big tall striker.
A big tall striker. Was he 6'2", 6'4"? I think it said it was. And I think the other striker that who was the other one that we were looking at? I can't remember, but one of the other strikers I saw was also 6 foot plus. So they're obviously looking for big boys. So direct football is coming in. But then there is that other name where I guess a lot. I don't even know if we'll have to eat humble pie, but I think
I might have to delete a few Instagrams and TikToks. Who know? Was it Beto? Was the striker?
Beto, that's it. Beto was the other striker.
Yeah.
You know, he looks great, and again, also looks great. I think a lot of these players that do have somewhat of a goal scoring record that I'm quite happy to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's damn straight. You know what, Can I just say, Chris Marsden is one of those players from back in the day that, like when a player retires now, they go off and do management or they go off and do something. And Chris Marsden, where's Chris Marsden gone?
I don't know.
Where's Chris Marsden at? And can we
It's
get
not
him
in my notes.
Can we get Chris Marsden on the show, please?
Oh, okay.
That's what I would like.
Twitter account?
One thing I do know, I don't even think he has a Twitter account. I think that's how gone Chris Marsden is. But one thing I do know, when I was a kid, I don't know what, I think it was like a Southampton fan club for kids.
Yeah.
And when email was invented, you could email. There was a thing where I could email Jason Dodd, and I emailed Jason Dodd asking if any of the Southampton players were big Elvis fans, and he said Chris Marsden loves Elvis. So for that alone,
there's your connection right there.
That's something that me and Chris can talk about. But yeah,
right there. And anything on the was it the Argentine Alcaraz?
Yeah, I've seen a few things about that. I saw the last thing I saw was he would be about 17 mil. But given
quite
that,
young though,
quite 20. Young, 20. But you know what? I've seen a lot of people saying like, "Oh, another youngster. We need experience." But it's like all the youngsters that we've got are really good.
Yeah,
they've been the best players in the squad. Tino, we're waiting for him to come back. Lavia, waiting for him to come back. Adozi, we're starting him now.
To a lesser extent, Bazunu maybe, but
Bazunu not so much. But what's his blooming name? Who's the fullback? Larios.
Oh yeah.
Larios was looking good in that position until he got injured. Like Larios against Aston Villa, I remember like some of the challenges he put in, like, for a little guy, he really gets stuck in there. So
yeah, I can't believe you managed to pull something interesting from that Aston Villa away game. That was the worst game we've ever.
It was awful, but I bet if I was taking anything out of it, it was that Larios looked a lot harder than I thought he was. So
another thing with this Alcaraz player, it's kind of interesting that he's already played against us. I didn't realise that. That was amazing. So there we go.
Winner. So
slow joke, though, isn't it? Slow
it is. It is. Good job. But I sent it to you earlier. Like, ESPN says that we have put in a request to speak to Alcaraz. So it sounds like they're going for it and they're doing stuff. I think the club realizes what position it's in. I think it's one of those times where it's not, like other transfer windows were like, we need this. But in reality, we could probably make do with what we had and then just like get a little bit. We are currently in a position where we need a lot to make sure we stay up.
Yeah. But my worry is I look at the last two performances and I'm thinking, I'm not sure this is the sort of squad that's saved by money. Do you know what I mean?
It's not. It's difficult because it's not. It's like, you look at Forest, all that money hasn't really, all that investment hasn't helped. Yeah. But there's a new manager and it's a fresh start for everyone. Mm-hmm. So for everyone to come in and galvanise, it either work or it won't.
Yeah, but as bad as it got last season, you're still looking at a nucleus of the squad that was Romeu, Ward-Prowse, Shea, one of the centre-back, pairings, and Kyle Walker-Peters or Tino. There was a good core nucleus, but there's a lot of new players on the pitch at the moment. And I think that's just causing a bit of mystery. And then, like, every week, we're just like, we have no idea what team's going to be announced. And those are the weeks where you're thinking, I'm not feeling too confident about this one, but there it is. There it is.
Yep. It does, at least the names we've been seeing and bits and bobs, they do sort of fill me with a bit of, okay, they're going to go for this then. They are going to try and put their money where their mouth is. Because when I think about a Premier League proven striker, like I've seen a few people say Iheanacho, and I'm like, I don't think that works for us.
No.
I don't think that works. And some other, I just don't. I will say Danny Ings does somewhat work for me because I know what he can come back here and do. And if we sell him for how much we sold him for 29, was it 30?
25, I think it was.
20. Let's say we sold him for 25. If we could sign him back for like 7 mil,
just take him on loan. I don't care. Take him on loan.
You'd do it, wouldn't you? Let them keep. Tell you what, you can keep Bednarak.
Yeah, we're not worried about that. I think it depends. I mean, what if we do like half his wages, if they want to do it like that, we're paying 50 grand a week just to come and bang some goals in. I'll be happy with that. Flipping it, Brighton are up 3-0 up. Where Everton 4-0 up. Oh my word! Flipping heck! You want to do Everton away? That looks like an easy game. What the heck's going on?
You know what's quite funny? I think
you're watching the wrong show. You want to watch that game? Flipping it. Turn this off.
Earlier on, I saw a thing saying that I think Liverpool have conceded 22 goals and Everton has conceded 20. That's changed.
Oh my word!
Fulham up against Leicester as well, and it's a shame. It's a shame Arsenal. I hope if anybody tells how good the Arsenal Newcastle game was, because that was something I did kind of want to watch tonight.
I've got it on, if I'm honest.
Has it been adequate?
It's a 0-0 game, isn't it? I think there's lots of
a lot of yellow cards though. Lots of yellow cards.
Yeah, top of the table clash. Come back. Oh, come on. Look how much fun West Ham are having now. They're back down the bottom with us. Yay. But no. There we go. But I think, there's some positive movements. I think, to summarise what we're talking about this evening, which is effectively looking forward to the game tomorrow. I think we've got stuff to be positive about. There was an improvement against Fulham. As disappointing as it was, there were some silly mistakes which we conceded from. Ward-Prowse got a free kick. It's positive. I think there's stuff moving forward that we can be excited about. And to everyone who's losing their minds about this light show, just calm down, all right? Just chill out.
Here's the thing. You don't know. It might actually change your mind about the whole situation.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think doing a protest when you're not participating in a light show is going to change the decision of the board. I think any kind of protest like that really wants to be done out the front of the stadium where the players come in. Just saying. But I think ultimately there should be one highlight of the evening. And if it has to be that, then it has to be that.
Hey, mate, the highlight of any game is the quality time we get to spend together.
Exactly.
Especially like the car ride home from Fulham. Loved it.
Okay, to anyone who doesn't know the inside of that, basically, I was in the back of a car editing whilst Jet was in the front of the car chatting to the rest of my family.
I had a really nice, you know what, it was a really nice bonding session with your family where you sat with your headphones on, not listening to any of us.
Oh dear. Oh, that's cheered me up. Man United have scored. That means Bournemouth behind. Yeah. So Bournemouth are losing. That's good. Everton are losing. Whee! What a night.
So we did. Oh, but going back to the Brighton game, what does this do for Lampard? Is he on thin ice or?
He goes after we beat them at Goodison Park.
Wow, I love that.
Yep. My goodness.
Never to manage again.
I mean, talking about a toxic home atmosphere, I can't wait to see that one. My goodness. Oh, Man United are 2-0 up against Bournemouth. That's good. Yay.
Take it.
Yay. I mean, it's nothing. It's goal difference here, so just means they're reachable. Everton's goal difference is -11. I need that to be a few more. Keep going, Brighton. Keep going. -22 for Forest, though. And they didn't even lose 9-0, did they? Or did they? No, they didn't. They've lost heavily. Anyway. It's that part of the show where it all goes a bit flaky, doesn't it? Dale 86. Can we all talk about the booing? Sure, it's got to make things worse, make the players more nervous. I love to see us get blind on that one. 100%. Although I did boo half time at the Brighton game. That's on me. And I filmed it.
You know what? Here's the thing, right? I agree that booing doesn't help, but sometimes when it's that bad, it's almost just like it's like you can't help it. It's like that was rubbish, and I need to voice that.
Yeah, and I get that, and a lot of people ask me, why do you clap when they play so rubbish at the end? It's exactly the reason that Delvo 86 has put up, because I still want to support the club, and no matter how bad they are, I always stay to the end.
Exactly. I think one of the things that maybe even like
keep going.
The people that wait for us after the game must hate is the fact that we do stay until everyone's left the pitch.
It's true.
We do.
We do, don't we?
Doesn't matter how bad it is. We don't
Yeah.
leave until everyone's left the pitch.
Until everyone's down the tunnel, then we think about moving from our seats. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we do.
You know, like so I feel like I can if I really feel like it deserves a boo, I'm allowed to do that.
Yeah,
because I will stay till the end of the game to clap you off.
Exactly that. Well, there we go. Thank you ever so much, everyone who's joined us. It's been a long one, a lot longer than I was anticipating, but we've had lots to chat about in this, and until Jack's cough is come fully back. It's at that point, but we will be going along to the game tomorrow evening, 7:30 kickoff. Don't be late for that. It might catch a few people out. But thanks to everyone who's joined us during the stream. It's been a great one. As always, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And me and Jack will see you in the next one. All right, see ya.